So this is for you guys. Lots of people were asking what we're gonna do with the boat, what our plans are. We didn't have many plans until we sanded it all. What we know is we are going to completely change our... Hi, I'm Ben.
And I'm MP. We love the ocean, so we decided to make it our home by buying a massive wooden schooner, which is unfortunately sinking.
A lot of people believe our boat is doomed, but we refuse to settle on that thought, and we are willing to do whatever it takes to bring it back to its former glory.
Join us on this refurbishing journey and wish us luck.
Today is a very exciting day because it is time for this boat to strip down and get naked. I've got my sanding equipment ready, my mask, my goggles, and it's time to get busy. So a good friend of ours gave us this angle grinder. It's the second time it's given up. First time I managed to fix it, or me and a carpenter friend from the previous shipyard. I'm gonna try again, and if I can fix it this time, it's because the little blocks that are magnetic, whatever they are, need cleaning, and if they get dirty too quickly, I think I'm just going to replace them. So let's have a look. The moment of truth. Let's get sanding. So good job the carpenter came and talked with me before I started sanding everything. He said to just focus on the top boards that are just under the water line, because we could still fix them. The ones that are lower down under the boat, he said don't even bother because they have been so eaten by worms that there's not much point. So good job he told me that now before the half of the boat was sanded. So let's get back to it. So far, feels like I've been doing this for ages, and I've covered 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of wood. I'll show you. I don't know much about wood, but so far from what I see is what I've sanded has been okay. I found a little hole over here and maybe one other. So what I'm guessing is above the water line until about halfway it's going to be fine, until we start coming across all the problems. So it might not even be worth sanding a lot of these boards, but it's hot. The mask is condensing inside. I can't see anything. I can't breathe. So I'm gonna have a coffee. So there's another guy working on the other side of this boat, sanding as well. So what I have here in blue, he has probably twice the size. So I know what I am going to buy later today. What's this? Doesn't say how big this blue disc is, but I'm gonna get a bigger one because this is taking forever. time to go and have a barbecue now. This is the starboard side. This guy started doing it all, and as you can see, he stopped doing the bottom half because that's the worst bit, and we're going to probably replace those boards anyway. And he continued doing the top. As you can see, there is still a lot of boat left. If you want to have a look at the bit that I did with my little sanding grinding machine, tomorrow I'll have a bigger grinder surface or a sanding surface. Just did those top planks, boards, started sanding a bit more towards the back all the way to here. Same thing, a lot and a lot and a lot of boat left before we finish the job. Tomorrow, me and the helper, or the guy who's helping us, we're going to focus on the starboard side to finish that, maybe even both sides tomorrow, so we can start removing some boards and replacing some of the worst ones. And we'll see how that goes. Now it's time to eat. Hey. Today we have a helper. We did a little bit yesterday, and now him, MP and I are going to spend our whole time doing the starboard side of the boat. We're going to try with her mask and goggles. If it's getting in her eyes, we'll go and get her something more protective, right? So what we have here, got myself one of these. That should be better as well. MP's got herself one of those. We'll get started and see how this goes. We're going to try and finish at least this side of the boat today.
I'm about to do this for the first time in my life. Is that it? Is it like that? Okay. Like the grip, you have to hold it very, very strongly. It vibrates, so it makes it super tiring. I wouldn't expect it to be this crazy.
So for those who are not familiar with this concept, or the concept of a shipworm, this is what they do. They eat absolutely everything, and even though it looks like it might be superficial, they might have gone through everything. So this piece of wood, from there to about here, has just completely been eaten. And you can tell the ones that are still alive because they excrete a lot of liquid. Water. And they eat themselves all the way around. Horrible, horrible buggers. So we finished sanding the most important woods boards on the starboard side of the boat, which means the boards we think we can save are all sanded. So you can have a closer look. This has all been done. We're going to start doing that on the port side as well now. The reason we're not going to start sanding some of the boards that are under the boat is because we know for sure we can see through the dirt and the paint that they're going to need replacing. So we're not even going to try them. So today we should finish both port and starboard sides sanding under the waterline till about halfway. I've got a helper for that one. That's good, because this would take forever otherwise, because there is a layer of epoxy or something under the paint which is making it so much harder. Tomorrow or after tomorrow, if I've got some time, I might have another closer look at some of the boards underlying, well, lower than the ones that we've sanded today, and see if there might be a few more that are worth sanding. I mean, the more we can save, the better, right? Let's start on this port side and see how they go as well. So if you want to see something slightly interesting, this green slime coming out of these shipworm holes, it's not very hard to guess, but they are dying shipworms. And not only does this look very disgusting, but it also stinks. So when we sand and we hit one of these dying shipworm green slimes, it just splats all over us and it's disgusting. So let's hope they're all dead already and they're not busy dying right now, because that's not very nice. So this is for you guys. Lots of people were asking what we're going to do with the boat, what our plans are. We didn't have many plans until we sanded it all. We sanded most of it because we know most of it's doomed as well, so there's no point just wasting time. What we know is, I don't know if you remember in the episode, this is the first thing we know. When we lifted the boat, they were measuring something that was very long. How long was it?
Very long.
Very long. And we are going to completely change our keel. That's the first thing. So there is no half good or half bad or whatever keel. There is a good keel and a bad keel. And we had a bad keel, and while we lifted, while we're doing the big works, the keel is just gonna be swapped. To do that, we have to remove the first two lines of planks that are attached to the keel, so the keel can be dropped down.
This was the conversation we had. The keel could be saved by cutting the bottom and putting we don't want a quite okay keel. We want a really good keel, and that's what we're gonna get by having a completely new one. Of course, we want to keep the spirit of Yabá as much as we can, but the main way of doing it is just by rebuilding it the way it was built. But we cannot keep the wood that cannot be kept. So everything that needs to be replaced will be replaced, and everything that can be saved, we want to save as well.
So we have a very bad keel. It's been eaten by every sea creature possible. So that's going to be replaced, as well as probably most of the planks.
Yeah.
When the planks are also removed, so we have to remove the first two lines of planks for sure to just get the keel off and put a new keel on. When the planks are removed, we can also find out more about the frames, which right now from the inside we know a lot of them are bad, but we just don't know yet how many of them can be saved or how many of them need to be completely replaced.
So if you're wondering what our plan is with this refit, our plan is to change what has to be changed, save what can be saved, and enjoy life in a safe boat later.
We've got the guys here working with us who are also very keen in helping us out. What you're going to see in this series for now, in the next 100,000 episodes of fixing this boat, is not me and MP doing all the carpentry work. We are not carpenters or shipwrights. Later on, you'll see we'll be doing more and more. We can do lots of interior and stuff and electrics and hydraulics, but that's going to be later. But during this carpentry, we're going to be learning a lot, watching and learning, so that we can do more later. So
but the structure of the boat, we're leaving it in hands of people who really know what they're doing.
you don't want me to swap a keel of your boat.
So probably for my 50th birthday, we can all celebrate together our new keel. We would like to thank our new patrons and also the people who donated through PayPal, and wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Craig,
Matthew,
Carlo,
Leopold,
Hank,
John,
Jeremy,
John,
Bill,
Drew,
and Raphael. Thank you so much.